playoff is here. The playoffs are here. Woo! And so am I. I am back. Uh, when was the last time I made a video? Like 3 weeks ago? Anyway, I am back. Unfortunately, I'm under the weather, so if I sound awful, I apologize. So I'm going to start with this game. The Chiefs beat the Dolphins 26-7 at Arrowhead in that -4-degree weather game, that cold ass game. I made a video probably like mid-season about the Dolphins, and I said that they were not Super Bowl contenders. And it didn't really go viral, but it still got some attention. And what I expected, the backlash that I got from it, I expected it. People saying that this is the worst video ever. Excuse me. This is the worst video ever. You're wrong. You know, people telling me that I'm wrong, and this is the worst video ever. But they can't really tell me why I am wrong. Then I actually asked somebody. He was the first guy that said that. I think he said worst, this was the worst analysis ever or something. And I asked him why was it the worst. I'm paraphrasing. And he said, number one, the offensive line was hurt at the beginning of the season. I was like, okay, the offensive line is hurt. I don't really keep up with the injuries and who gets traded a whole lot. I just watch the games and try and study these teams. That alone, watching the film and trying to study these teams is a lot right there. It can be mentally exhausting. But I Googled Miami Dolphins 2023 injuries and didn't really see a whole lot of offensive linemen that got hurt in the beginning of the season. Now they got hurt in that Washington game, but when I made that video, that was before the Washington game, so the offensive lineman got hurt after I made that video. Then he said Jalen Ramsey was out for most of the season. I didn't say anything bad about Jalen Ramsey. See, these fucking idiots, they see the title, the Miami Dolphins are not a Super Bowl contender, and they're already ass hurt about it. They're already in their feelings. They are already ready to write something ignorant and disrespectful in the comment section, and they don't listen. I didn't say anything about Jalen Ramsey. I just said that I think he's a piece of shit, and I don't like him, but he's a hell of a cornerback. I didn't say anything bad about the defense in general. Then he said Ty Tuivasa does go through his reads, and wide receiver screens aren't passing attempts. I don't know. Like, a wide receiver screen is a passing attempt, dumb fuck. And then people made fun of the way I talked. Some dumbass who had a man crush on Ty Tuivasa, who couldn't spell, stopped talking football, stick to Minecraft. You know, it was like, wow. I really pissed off some people. And it was hilarious because I get it. I get what these people are. And they are ball gargling fanboys. Or girls, or transgenders, or T-genders, whatever the fuck these people are. They are sensitive ball gargling fans. They like to gargle on their favorite player's sweaty nutsack. Okay? They like to gargle on that shit until their jaws are sore. It's okay if you disagree, that's fine. It's just when you get disrespectful. Why do people have to be so disrespectful when they disagree with you? Worst video ever. He can't talk. You're an idiot. You have no credibility. It's like, dude, just say like, I disagree, and then type in your argument, your case. So that was hilarious. But in that video that I made, I said that the Dolphins are not Super Bowl contenders. About to cough, hold on, mute. Okay, and I am back. Oh yeah, the Dolphins are not Super Bowl contenders because they cannot handle good physical defenses. And I was right about that throughout the entire season. So let's take a trip down memory lane, okay? As I get my phone here, I typed in the wrong code. Okay, so against the Buffalo Bills in Week 4, they got dragged 48-20 in Buffalo. Good team with a good defense. Against Philly, who I thought was a good team. I still think they're a good team. Well, I think they're okay. But at the time, I thought they were a good team with a great defense. And they struggled. And they lost 31-17 in Week 7. Then they played the Chiefs in Week 9 in a London game, or a German game, whatever that kind of game was. 21-14. They beat the Jets in Week 12. 34-13, but even the Jets got in their ass a little bit in that one. And then in Week 17, they got dragged by Baltimore, like I predicted. And then they lost again to Buffalo in the final week of the season to win their division. So, against teams that had good defenses, good teams that can score, that can also stop you, they lost, or they struggled. You know, I'll give them, they beat Dallas, good defense. The Raiders have a solid defense, they beat them. But they ran roughshod on the Commanders and the Broncos at the time, who wasn't very good. They dropped 36 on the Chargers in week 1. They scored 42 against the Panthers. So they can annihilate teams like the Panthers and the Commanders. But when it comes to the Ravens and the Chiefs and the Bills and, teams with good defenses, they struggle and they lose in those big time games. And you saw that in this game. The Chiefs were all over Miami for what it seemed like the entire night. In that video, I mentioned that they're like built off of speed. They're not really a physical team. They're a flashy team. Fuck. Oh, box score, damn it. Yeah. They're a flashy team. They're not physical. Some other dumbass on that video said, he's saying they don't have running backs, but Raheem Mostert is like, I didn't say they didn't have running backs. I said they don't have any power backs. Like a Cordell Patterson, AJ Dillon, someone you can give it to, or an Isaiah Pacheco who ran mean and angry all over them on Saturday. They can't handle physicality. And I also said that Tyreek Hill is the true key to that offense. And when he went down against Tennessee, the offense looked lost for a while in that game. They looked lost. And he wasn't able to get going in this one. Okay? Tyreek Hill's speed is such a game changer. He can take a simple, 5-yard crossing route and turn it into a 60-yard touchdown. They utilize him in screens and end arounds and jet sweeps. They try to get him involved as much as possible. And they weren't able to do that in this game. I said in that video that Ty Tuivasa wasn't all that great. And he wasn't all that great in this game. He doesn't go through his reads. He turns his head. Sorry, he doesn't turn his head. He keeps his head to one side of the field. He forces passes. He had an interception. I think he's thrown a pick in every single big-time game this season. He's turned the ball over every single game. He forces passes into double coverage, into triple coverage. And when he doesn't rotate his head, he misses wide open receivers. But, I'm the guy who doesn't know what I'm talking about. I just talk out my ass. I'm an idiot. I'm a hater. This is so wrong. But no one can tell me why I'm wrong. I was right about this team the whole season. The whole fucking season. You people are sensitive, ball gargling fans who just can't handle any criticism when it comes to their favorite player or their favorite team. And it's funny. It really is funny that these people who get so offended, and I'm not just talking about Dolphins fans. I'm talking about just ignorant jackasses all over the world in terms of sports, particularly football. These people that get so defensive and insult you when you critique. I wasn't trying to talk shit about the Dolphins. I was just talking about what I see. I was just being honest. They were not ready to be Super Bowl contenders. I was just being honest. I wasn't hating. Look, the Dolphins, they are a good team. They were fun to watch. They're explosive. I give Ty Tuivasa credit for stretching the field. He's very good at that. Hitting Tyreek Hill on go routes and making big plays. He was very good at that this season. But he needs to play better. And the Dolphins team needs to be more physical. Not someone say, well, the cold was an issue. The weather was an issue. Yeah, I would say so. Because the defense didn't really show up. Not having Chubb and Jerome Baker, two vital key pieces for that defense, was huge because they couldn't get any pressure on Mahomes. There were times where he had all day to throw and look through his reads. And the secondary was not good. It seemed like Rashee Rice was just running free all night. Ty Tuivasa, 20 for 39, 199, one touchdown, one pick. I didn't think he was all that great. Like I said, he doesn't rotate his head. I think if you take Tyreek Hill away, he struggles. Raheem Mostert, quiet, only 33 yards. Waddle, 31 receiving yards. Tyreek Hill had 62 yards passing and scored the only touchdown. Everyone was pretty quiet. And the defense got manhandled. I think the weather really played a factor for Miami, specifically for that defense, especially for that defense, because this was not the defense that I saw the entire season. And I like their defense. I think they have a great defense, but it didn't show up in this one. So I think the weather played a factor. Now, if it was in Miami, I don't think they score just 7 points. I think they score more than 7, but I still think that they lose because of the Chiefs' defense. As far as the Chiefs are concerned, Mahomes, 23 for 41, 262 yards, one touchdown. He utilized his legs. He's very good at using his legs. Had 41 rushing yards to pick up first downs. I thought it was good. The Chiefs' receiving offensive woes continue. I think Kelsey had 3 drops. They couldn't score in the red zone. I think someone else had a drop pass as well. Isaiah Pacheco, I'll say he was the well, I'm not going to say the best player on the team on Saturday, but he played very well. 24 rushing attempts, 89 yards, one touchdown. They're going to really have to lean on him and Clyde Edwards-Helaire if they want to get back to the Super Bowl or at least the AFC Championship game, if they're to give themselves a good chance, because the passing game is just not, it's still struggled. It still could have been better. Rashee Rice, 8 receptions, 130 yards, 1 touchdown. It seemed like he was just running free across the field all night. Travis Kelce, 7 receptions, 71 yards. Everyone else was pretty much quiet. The defense for the Chiefs played phenomenal. Miami just can't handle physicality. Sorry. George Karlaftis, he had a sack and a half. I think besides Chris Jones, I think he is their second best pass rusher. He has just continued to come along. He had 3 hits on the QB. Chris Jones had 2 hits on the QB. The linebackers were able to get into the backfield and tackle in open space. The secondary was quickly closing in on the wide receivers, not giving Ty a whole lot of throwing options. So yeah, just dominating them physically. I think the Dolphins need to find a physical, big-time wideout for Ty. Someone who can go up and snatch passes out of the air. Get a power back, a big, strong, physical running back, and find some better offensive linemen. And the Chiefs, they gotta clean up the drops and do a better job of cashing in the red zone and being better on passing downs, and lean on the running backs, Isaiah Pacheco and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So those are my thoughts on this game. Please like and subscribe. That is it. I am out.